Hey, yo, this is Game of Despair. You guys know me. Fucking smashing Xbox and shit all fucking day, like I always do. Alright, I have a couple special guests here. My babe, explain yourself, and I mean not explain yourself, but fucking tell us what you've been playing lately.
Wait, what?
Tell me what you've been playing lately.
Last of Us.
Okay, The Last of Us. Omar, what you been playing? Oh shit, is it really that good? Gotcha. Yeah, I gotta check it out. It's free, right?
Yeah, it's
Gotcha. What about you, Michael? What you
That's
been up
cool.
to?
I've been playing all the current GT Sport, but I've been finding it a little bit difficult on the two last tracks to get him gold.
GT4?
No, GT Sport.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
How's it though? Is it good?
It's excellent. The simulation is reasonably good. The graphics are pretty incredible, and the amount of content they've added since release is amazing. There's a lot more of the campaign mode that wasn't there at the start, instead of just esports, is what its main focus is. But now they've branched to go to more down to traditional route with the game. And
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm impressed with that.
Gotcha. What about you, Mo? What's up with you? Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. Oh, gotcha. Oh, nice. Alright, fuck it. Alright, and we got somebody else in here. Who the fuck is...
Devil.
you the fuck forgot about me. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
my bad. Sorry about that.
Uh,
Well, I
I,
remembered him.
I'm actually playing a game related to your name. I've
Go
been
ahead,
playing
man.
Danganronpa V3 and a little bit Genshin Impact when my internet
Wait,
allows for it.
wait. Did you say Danganronpa 3?
V3, yeah.
My man, right there.
I knew you'll like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and a little bit Genshin Impact when my internet allows for it. I got really bad internet, so I can only play it at very certain times of the day, unfortunately. And that game is entirely internet based. Like if you have bad internet, you can like pick up an object and be like a full second before it registers. It's
Oh god.
having bad internet sucks. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but paying like $120 for internet is worse. So,
I mean,
Alright, okay, so basically what I want to talk about is like the first topic is overheating. And this is a topic that basically I've talked to with Michael about, and he had specific theories on specifically why this is happening or could possibly happen. It's not, like basically when it comes to PCs, if things in the components get hot, they tend to downgrade pretty much the performance of a game when it comes to it. And babe, you had a theory, Titanic theory. I want to go with you first, and then Michael afterwards.
hmm
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a little awkward.
Well, I told you I was gonna ask you about this.
I know. I know.
I want to see
So,
what Michael thinks about it.
well, based on I went to school, and at the time I was dating a millwright, and I went into his classroom, and you know how like plasma functions, and that's all a thing because you have to know the basis of cells and metals. When you
Yes.
heat it up, like the Titanic, perfect example why the Titanic crumbled was because they heated up the metal, then put it in water, and then heated it up again, and it changed the molecular cells in the metal. So instead of it being stronger like it's supposed to, but they dipped it before it was actually cool, it actually became more brittle, which fucked up a lot of things. And then the Titanic hit a iceberg, and then it just crumpled like paper because the structural integrity was compromised. So my theory, or my whole thing about that, is that the Xbox overheating, it'll probably do the same thing. It'll make like the parts on the inside, the sensors, the wiring, everything a lot weaker, which causes even more heat because it's trying to combat and overheat itself by continuing to try to run better, quote unquote. So that's pretty much my whole thing about it.
Ah, yeah, I see your theory, and I gotta say, in a sense, I do agree with the Xbox Series X design, because the problem I have is it's HVAC design, so it sucks air out from the bottom and the back up to the top, and it exhausts to the other top. But the issue is
well, hold on, Michael. Would it be better to have the Xbox Series X on its side or on like standing up?
oh, definitely standing up. Honestly, I think having it on its side is actually a hazard, in my humble opinion, because the thing is, if you notice, the heat sink is on one of the sides, right? And that's got the most exposure to airflow. But what I'm concerned about is the stuff on the other side, because what happens is there's such thing as residual heat inside the box. So though you're sucking air through into a heat sink for the processor and the main components, there's still heat being built up on the other side of the system. And after a long period of time, and say on a really hot day, who knows what you're going to slowly degrade in the system. It'll diminish the life of the system significantly.
And
That's my theory.
you know, that's the thing too that I talked about, because like I ended up asking you because, like I said, when it comes to PCs, right? You know, when it gets too hot, it diminishes the performance when it comes to gameplay or whatever it is with the game that you're actually playing. Is that exactly what you think?
Not necessarily. I'm not 100% sure, because RDNA 2 is not out on the consumer market. I'm not sure the temperature yields as to the point where it starts to suffer, or where it has to kick in the cooling, or has to compromise performance to manage the thermals. Because RDNA 2 is very malleable and it's a lot different, but I still do believe thermals will affect performance, definitely.
Would it not affect the graphics card inside of it too?
Yeah, the performance of the graphics as well. Definitely, yeah.
So I think that would definitely perfect example of this that I have is my TV here. I've got a Panasonic Plasma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I hate it because it overheats, and then whatever picture's on it stays on it for like who knows how long until it fades away. But my issue is if I switch it from my HDMI to my TV, it's all blurry. But if I switch it to my PlayStation, it's clear as day and it's gorgeous. I'm just thinking it's probably the same. It'd be the same. Right?
Oh, I see what you mean. You mean that yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's the thing.
You know,
I've got something to tell you about that.
In theory,
it's funny you mentioned that.
They should, but these things do happen. Surely, yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing.
I mean, the thing is that
some people are too smart that they're stupid.
the thing is that I don't want to bring this up because Michael brought it up with me, and Michael ended up saying pretty much that they just kind of rushed it because it's kind of hard to follow Sony, because Sony has always been, you know, they've always been up there. You know,
they've always been on hardware as well.
Yeah, but that's the problem though. The thing is dude, like, come on, man. Hold on.
The Second World War, actually.
The thing is that when Xbox ended up releasing their console release, it was just like literally some basic ass shit. Like literally, it was so basic. It was at the Game Awards, right? And they just released it, and they were like, "Oh, here's the Xbox, fucking little fucking subwoofer, where the fuck it is." And that's the thing that pissed me off, because when you look at the PS5 reveal, I mean, dude, they did it awesome, fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They did it in the perfect way. I mean, honestly, they you know Sony, man. They know how to release the their console releases and stuff like that, but they did it perfect with the PlayStation 5. With the Xbox, it was just like, oh, here's the Xbox. I'm just gonna lay it down here. Yeah, this is gonna get.
My area there was.
They let influencers do the Xbox.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. So many.
By the way, Can we go back for a second? I want to hear what Michael has to say. What G2 asked earlier about the does Microsoft know their own overheating or potential issues? He was talking about it. You guys interrupted him. I wanted to hear that.
Oh, go ahead, Michael. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, and you never let him finish.
The Xbox 360, it had a 46% failure rate due to overheating. And they're supposed to be a $1 trillion company, but its architecture for thermals was an absolute joke. And it cost them $1 billion to give every single person who got the Red Ring of Death extended warranty to have it replaced or fixed. I nearly destroyed Xbox. So ever since that point on, I've known never ever to trust companies based on how much they're worth, because some of these companies, they're so large they don't actually care if they fail. But with Sony, they can't afford to fail. They have to do it perfectly.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Absolutely. It completely compromises the HVAC design, because the way the HVAC design works is if you have a lot of ventilation on the opposite side, and then what it is, because it fits into such a small area, it creates a suction effect because all the area is filled up with big parts closely aligned. But if you got stuff packed in like sardines and next to no airflow at the bottom, and half the vents at the back of the Xbox Series X are blocked. It's like they didn't design the system around the components. They just put holes there, and you've got components blocking half of those holes. And just looking at it, it's just, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, I get what you're saying too. Like, it just looks like, they rushed it, and they were just like, fuck it. We're just going to put this together and stuff.
I think Microsoft chose the box first, designed their console to fit in that tiny little box, and then whatever consequences happen, they happen. Like, they don't care. That's what I think.
I mean, that's probably right.
Whereas Sony did the opposite. They decided exactly what they wanted, and they built the box around what they wanted, not the box first. If that makes sense.
But that's the thing though. Because like, honestly, I think Mark Cerny did the best decision that he could possibly make, especially with the whole SSD and everything like that, the custom SSD. And I think they did a beautiful job. They did a whole breakdown. We saw the video of it. If you guys actually have seen it.
Yeah.
And
something Can I interject?
Yeah. And,
sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm really happy that they put the consumer first. Like, they actually put cleaning methods into the PS5 that doesn't warrant your warranty. You can the dust collectors collect dust, and you just vacuum it out, and it's not warranty. It doesn't void your warranty. So I think that's really awesome. Like, because I know for a fact my PlayStation 4 is probably filled with dust, and I don't want to clean it because I have a fear of breaking something. So that's why I'm just holding out until PS5. But with PS5, you just take off a cover, which, by the way, that's going to be awesome. You know how many people are going to make custom plates? Oh, my goodness, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
I can do that right now with my PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I'm probably going to...
Yeah. How could they? That's very hard, but to fix it, I'd have to change the form factor, the location of the heatsink, and also how close the heatsink is to the fan, because it's halfway mid down the system. And usually with processors and heat sinks, they're usually right next to the heatsink to maximize the effectiveness. But this is halfway down, which is kind of weird. It still works, but it's just not as effective. But anyways, I'll tell you the potential damages. It's not just within the Xbox, but one damage is... Do you remember one of the promoters removed the memory card SSD from the Xbox Series X and was extremely hot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah, I remember
is the
that.
same example that I'm emphasizing here by showing you keeping the processor cool, but because there's no room inside the system itself for airflow, everything else is getting hot. So if that is that hot on standby, you can just imagine what's happened after a long gaming session. You're gonna
Yeah.
wear.
Oh, hold on, Michael. I need to ask you a question real quick. Why is it that the Xbox is on standby mode hot to begin with?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I was like, what the
I
hell?
actually not sure. To be honest, I'm baffled. I don't know what he means. I think on standby means just. I don't know if you meant because if it's on standby, there's no.
I don't know.
I think by standby they mean like not playing anything, but on like just running or something like that. Because on standby, there's no reason for heat to build up. That's why I'm kind of confused about what you're saying.
I have a theory. Michael, do you think it could be the amount of games running in the background with quick resume? Could that be an issue? Like all those games are just running in the RAM or whatever, and is causing the console to heat up, even if the games aren't being played directly, or should that not?
If that's the case, that's terrible because PlayStation 4 can do the same thing. Like, if you're running a game in the background and you put it into rest mode, it still runs, but on a very, very low mode. I think
this is
that's probably
Sorry.
what the Xbox Series X does with the games. They can just have more games suspended because of extra RAM. Oh god.
Yeah.
You know
Full-
what? You know, hold on,
full
hold on.
next-
You know
full next
that's an issue that I had too, especially because I was talking to Michael about it, and then you know how they're patching fucking they're actually patching what's it called ray tracing onto it, which makes no fucking sense. It's fucking
Actually,
weird.
I have a little bit of information on that. Why ray tracing might be a little bit harder to do on the Series X, and it actually comes directly from a developer. I have a developer friend. I'm not going to reveal his name or anything.
No,
and
you don't have to.
And if you don't want to believe me and think I'm a fake insider or whatever, like
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no, bro, no,
But
bro. Go
I
ahead.
tell you, you talk to this guy for 3 minutes, you'll know he's a developer because he brings up technical jargon.
What do you
You'll
say
never
though?
see
What do
on
you say?
Twitter.
What do you say?
Pretty much, the ray tracing on the Series X has to do with something about the geometry engine, how it works. Like, you know that demo on the Series X of this guy behind a wall and there's a statue, and then the statue comes into focus or comes fully realized when he goes beyond the wall?
Yeah.
Something about
That's,
if I haven't talked to him in a while, and I could be getting this wrong, but something about that technology makes ray tracing really hard to do. Not to
Yeah.
mention the development tools for the Xbox Series X. It incorporates original Xbox, Xbox One X, the Series S, the Series X, and he straight up says he wants to bang his head against the wall when he works on it.
Jesus Christ.
He's currently not working. Last time I talked to him, he said he's not currently working with it. And he's really glad. But he has friends in other development studios that's still working with it, and he said instead of getting better, it has gotten worse. And
I think I understand.
yeah,
Because
like
ray tracing depends on bouncing off objects,
Yeah, and if
they've
those
gone
if
behind,
those objects don't exist at the time that they need to be ray traced, then you're going to have problems with it. Like, it does
that
make
means you
sense
need
when you think
extra
about it.
code
Yeah,
to actually accommodate for mesh shading. When mesh shading is no longer eliminating those geometries, you have to account for that, or else you're
yeah,
getting rays that start and just don't exist
yeah.
when they come into visions.
Yeah, Sony apparently has like a different solution. Sony has like that whole geometry engine. I forget the name of it, but apparently that's a lot more effective and easier to work with when you're
Yeah.
dealing with ray tracing.
Well,
So,
Sony has a lot of accelerators as well into the console. I mean, that's what they were pretty much trying to do when they tried to erase all the bottlenecks. They were pretty much taking Nvidia's take on erasing bottlenecks and stuff. And you know that's a plus for Sony.
no, I don't think eliminating bottlenecks have to do with how Sony's getting ray tracing. I think they were just better prepared with their development
what I'm
tools
saying, what I'm saying
so.
is just in general. But when it comes to
But
ray
I'm
tracing,
sure erasing bottlenecks doesn't hurt. I'm sure it doesn't hurt at all. I mean, it probably does help them.
I
But
don't
I
know.
think it's really like the development tools, like the software side of things, that's really making
Michael,
it hard for Xbox.
hold on, Michael, can you help out with that?
Oh, there's actually it's a combination of both because with Sony, because they have a passion for particularly specifying that one console, because that console is going to have ray tracing, they're going to make it as compatible as possible, as easy as possible. But because of the Xbox, it's got so many consoles to be compatible with. They give them a general development kit, which
Yeah.
doesn't have all the tools they need, so they have to go in and manually, painstakingly code this in with raw syntax. They have to put their own code in to optimize it. While on PS5, it's only for that machine, so it's an SDK, it's a specialized development kit. So that way, it's just a drag and drop. Oh, I want ray tracing here. I'm just going to click here and click there. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
And
so much
again,
simpler.
according to my developer friend, he says he straight up hates it, and he doesn't know any developer that likes it. So
And
he's
here's
pretty
the
happy. He's not working on the Xbox right now.
They're not showing anything running on the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, that too. I mean, it's only backwards compatibility games. Like,
Hold on.
I think they will do that when the developers are savvy, because what texture ray tracing represents, what that is it's like it's like a sort of sneaky way of delaying the game further. So it means that the developers don't have to worry about ray tracing when they release the game, so they have more time to work on it before it becomes compatible. So it's just a bridge to extend the time developers have it. I would say probably about 3 months.
All right, babe.
Yeah.
You got anything to say or no?
That could play a massive factor because, but then again, I'm not sure because there's two factors to it. The PS5 is so simple to make games for because it's got less compute units, and it's designed like a PS4 Pro. The architecture is very similar. The CPU is not the same, but it's very similar. So these devs have mastered the PS4 Pro, means they have already mastered the PS5 because of that. So they're able to make these games on the same level if they wanted to, like The Last of Us 2, with that level of, mastery. Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely. Because from what I've heard, is the game developers that are developing what's that game called? Quantum Error said implementing ray tracing was very easy on the PS5. And Square Enix said they're impressed with the ray tracing on PS5 because it achieves similar results to a high-end PC.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Good. Yeah.
That's some pretty interesting stuff. Babe, you got anything to ask Michael or no?
No. Is she there? I don't think she's there.
Oh, she's not.
I'm sorry, I'm here.
Oh no, you're there? Oh, hold on. You're there? You want to ask Michael anything?
No, other than my PlayStation's a piece of shit.
Not necessarily. As long as,
By the way, that was a good question, Omar.
As long as there's no latency with connections, as long as the connection paths are within reason, the length, not too wide, and also, not really. But one thing I am concerned about is the price for the speed that you're getting. You're getting 2.4 gigabytes raw, and you're paying so much more. Where you could actually get a PCIe 4 card way faster for like less.
To add on, Michael, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but to add on to that, the first M2 drives for the PS5 has actually been confirmed, and I forgot the company name who did it, but a terabyte. And keep in mind, yeah, Western Digital, yeah, that's it. And keep in mind that these are 7 gigabytes per second. It's actually faster than what's in the PS5 because they need to be to keep up. But anyways, though, like a terabyte of that is only $230, just $10 more than the proprietary. I can't say that word right. I'm sorry. Proprietary Xbox SD cards, and that's right off the rip. Wait until other manufacturers start making them, and that price within like a year is gonna go down.
And you gotta admit, that's not a bad price for what you're getting.
Yeah, like it's right out of the gate, and it's much faster than the SD cards that Xbox is making. So like we're almost right out of the gate. We're already getting better prices than the Xbox.
They're already killing Xbox before release.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Mighty Mo, you've been a little bit quiet. You don't want to ask Michael anything?
I got a question for Michael about the Series X. The RAM.
Me and Mighty are just
Do you think I don't think I've talked to my developer friend about this, but I have talked to a friend who knows a little bit of the thing or two about technology. You think the RAM on the Series X is going to be a problem to fill out all the 52 CUs? Because apparently somebody at Crytek said that you can only use so many CUs at a time because of how the RAM configuration is. Do you know if that's true? Or do you have any insight on that?
The problem is with the RAM, it's actually split. So the slower RAM.
Yeah, my friend mentioned that.
You can only use the 10 gigabytes of 556 gigabits per second RAM. It's fast, but 10 gigabytes, I don't think that's going to be enough, to be honest. And especially with a 52 CU graphics system, even though it's split into clusters, not clusters, sorry, it's split into dual CUs, so it's like having 26, but it's actually 50.
No, hold on, Michael, can you just get a little closer to the mic real quick?
Sorry about that. because it's only 10 gigabytes, there's going to be a massive problem later down the track when they want to push games. They're going to be able to have much better performance on the PlayStation 5, and they'll have to scale down the amount of stuff happening on screen for the Series X because the RAM will bottleneck the GPU.
Yeah, that's what That's what me and my friends been saying.
And that's the thing too, because I've been thinking about something. PlayStation 5 has been obviously trying to eliminate pretty much the bottlenecks that comes with it. And then we have the Xbox. And the Xbox, like, obviously it shows, well, from the charts that I've been seeing, it shows that it has bottlenecks when it comes towards it. And I remember I was talking to you and you were telling me, Michael, that games will be able to be made faster on the PS5 rather than, something else.
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you now, like, you're going to have at least 2 to 3 times the amount of exclusives every year than what you see on the PS4. That's why, like, we've got Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
And Spider-Man Miles Morales, yeah, right, babe.
You just look at that.
Demon Souls. Don't forget Demon Souls.
Demon Souls, yeah, don't forget about Demon Souls, yeah.
Fuck. So many. Yeah, that's why, and it's very impressive. Another feature that the PS5 has that's very useful, it's called Cache Scrubbers. What they do is, the moment that, say you do an action, right? And it stores cache for whatever you're doing, it can immediately erase that when needed to have it empty at all times. While the Xbox Series X can't do this, it has to fill up the cache to empty it. So it's like having twice as much cache, which means that you can have much more decalibration on screen. So the physics in the game can be more sophisticated because the capacity of the graphics card to comprehend things happening is twice as large.
Oh,
so
damn.
I'm not talking in graphical sense, I mean in destruction. Like on the Xbox, you'll have a pillar blow up and it'll have so many geometries or fragments. With the PS5, you'd have about double that.
Oh, damn. I've never heard about this. That's interesting.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, sure. Is it on the PlayStation? Did you send it on Twitter?
We're trying to bring in side topics and shit.
What's your name on Twitter?
Yeah, Karaba. He goes by Karaba. He goes by Karaba.
Is it Santa? Did you send it to me on Twitter?
Alright, I'll send it to him. Just give me the link and then... Alright, okay, so... Alright, I got it. Well, that's pretty much something that Michael already knows anyways. Alright, Michael, I just sent it to you.
Awesome, I just got it now.
Yeah.
So the PS5 SSD has DRAM cache.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Babe, hey, do you got any questions for Michael?
No, I'm listening.
I'm just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright then.
God dang it! Jesus, Christ, titties.
Jesus Christ.
DRAM cache is good because it means that you can transition with less stutters. So, for example, when you're loading in, instead of having freezing up, the cache enables a little pool of data to be ready to compensate for any hiccups with the bandwidth. So, for example, with the PS5, it'll stay at 5.5 gigabytes per second no matter what. Because of its I/O structure, but also because of DRAM cache, so it accelerates any parts of the data that are obscure or in weird places on the SSD. It just helps keep it smooth by giving a little pool of data, so that way you can accumulate a little bit extra as it loads, so that way you can compensate for lots of data at once and then not much and then lots of data. It reduces something called pop-in, pop-out lag.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So say if you had like 50 enemies load in and you need to use SSD, they'll all just load in smooth. While say on the Xbox Series X, it'll freeze for like half a second and then it will sort of come fast. That's the problem if you don't have DRAM cache.
Yeah, well, most consumers don't really give a shit about that, anyways.
Well, actually, no. The thing is that a lot of consumers do actually look into that. Yeah, they look into that. Yeah.
If that happened in COD, bro, there'd be many people throwing their shit out the window. You just man.
Michael, I mean,
I'm not actually sure.
That's what Michael would be able to tell me.
But I don't think they would, because honestly, their focus on the SSD with having the channels that it does and the I/O substructure, I don't think they would, because there would be not much point, because they're not really pushing it very much.
Oh, liquid metal cooling.
Oh, don't even.
Before Michael goes, I want to take my take on this. It's not so much as just metal liquid cooling. I think that Sony has their own solution when it comes to it, but
Yeah,
that's my own guess.
It took them 2 years to develop it. So yeah, they have their own solution.
Yeah, so it's not like conventional, pretty much like PC metal liquid cooling. It's basically their own solution. I don't know if Michael can comment on this. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Michael.
I'll tell you one thing that you can do is usually when it reacts to the metal, if you it's part of gallium. Gallium can react to copper slowly, but aluminium fast. So they would have used copper, and what they could do is if they decrease the amount of gallium, it makes it so that at room temperature it's more solid, but it requires a bit more higher heat to get liquid, but it's less caustic and damaging to the CPU plate. So I think what they've done is, because the PS5's clock's so high, because it's always going to be pushing that heat up, they've made it so it has less gallium, so that way it solidifies, it goes to liquid at a higher temperature, but its normal operating temperature is already high enough to keep it liquid. But because it has less gallium, it's less caustic and doesn't erode the plate. So instead of having a 5-year life, you could have maybe 8 to 10 years, and by that time they'll have the PS6. That's my theory, and that's something that they probably would have worked to accomplish.
Pretty much like future-proofing it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wait, did you just say that because of this liquid metal, the PS5 might have a definite lifespan? Like at a certain point they start breaking down?
Yeah, eventually, but it wouldn't be... If you're able to... because of the thermals being able to get so hot so quick, all they have to do is just make it so its operating temperature runs a bit higher than normal, and then it becomes liquid, and it will just keep it at that one temperature.
No, I'm referring to, like, what if you just want to play on PS5 for 20 years? You can't do that because of this, right? That's what I'm.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. It will
No,
eventually.
that kind of sucks. I
But
won't
10
lie, I
years,
kind of like that. And that kind of sucks, really. I don't know how I like this metal cooling now.
maybe
I want, I
maybe
want
you
to,
might be
I
able
want,
to like buy replacement metal, liquid metal from Sony, a tube of Sony metal, Sony liquid metal. Or something.
maybe. I
Hmm.
Unless if Sony engineered something that lasts a lot longer or
But you know
indefinite,
what?
I'm not sure how I like this, to be honest.
But you know what? To be honest with you, when I really think about it, I think Mark Cerny knows what the fuck he's doing, and he actually was
Oh
thinking
yeah, he
about the
definitely
whole.
does. I mean,
Yeah,
he's hell smart.
He's
I,
amazing.
By the way, by the way, Mark Cerny, he's like the architect. We need to credit the engineer for the metal,
and
liquid
he is
metal.
an
So the
engineer
guy in
too.
the video, we need to credit him more so than Mark Cerny.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
all the engineers and Mark Cerny need to be credited because together they
yeah.
did it all.
It's not just Mark Cerny.
That's true. Yeah, that's very very kind of you to consider that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all get caught up on Mark Cerny. He's like the plaster child, but we need to consider the other people here, guys. Come on.
No, yeah, definitely, and I agree with you, 100%. Yeah, no. Hold on. I
Yeah,
agree.
true
I
enough,
agree
but-
with you 100%. Yeah, there's obviously people on the backside that are obviously, talking, doing the other work. But Mark Cerny is a, yeah, he's not a one-man army, but he's a
I
beast,
need
man.
to say something
He's a
though
beast.
about Mark Cerny, so you
Go
guys know this will give you guys hype for PS5. Mark Cerny has been developing games for 37 years.
Yeah.
Since 1983, he made the engine for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Sega. He
he
helped
did?
develop the
I didn't know that.
PS2, like the actual PS2 hardware. He helped develop that, the Immersion engine. And
Oh.
he did the engine for Crash Bandicoot. He invented adaptive tessellation for Spyro. What happened to him? He's gone. Oh, anyways, he invented adaptive tessellation for Spyro. He made the engine for the Jak and Daxter series, level design for Ratchet and Clank, which is kind of weird, like from programming to level design. The engine for Uncharted, all of them. Now,
Yeah.
when you consider that level of talent, without him, Naughty Dog and Insomniac would not be where they are. Without him, they weren't able to do the engine for Resistance: Fall of Man, the first PS3 game back in 2007. He did the engine.
Yeah, Sony
So
better
all these
keep paying him
Xbox
well.
just who's Mark Cerny, they have no idea how tremendously talented he is. He's one of the
Oh,
most
yeah.
talented game engine creators in the history of games. He's actually in the Hall of Fame next to Bill Gates and Steve Jobs as the modern day Michelangelo of the gaming industry.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Not all of them, but I've seen some. He did Horizon Zero Dawn, which is pretty good. I've seen a few. Like it's pretty awesome. And you just think that guy is designing the PS5, and he's a developer, and he's a current developer. He's still developing. So
Yeah,
you think of that, guys, and you just think of he will design the system for developers, which is, in my opinion, that right there is checkmate.
I mean, yeah, definitely, do I agree with you. Like, honestly, he's definitely a genius. I mean, much credit to him. Honestly, he fucking created the architecture for it, and he talked to other developers. So, I mean, there's a reason why he's up there on the spot.
Yeah.
Ooh, woohoo.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't see the PS5 making any noise.
Well,
Like
I can't say
it's
anything
gonna be
because my
great.
PS4 from manufacturing was overheating and sounded like an airplane, so I
I'm
couldn't
oh,
sure
here
care
we
whatever.
about
go.
it.
Here we
I'm
go
sure
again.
whatever PS4 issues you have, I experience them 10 times worse.
I
So
have the
don't worry
original
about it.
PlayStation 4,
I do
and
too.
ever since no, hold on. Ever since I got it, it overheats. It sounds like a goddamn airplane with a turbo on the back of it, and it shuts itself off when like randomly whenever because it overheats so
Oh,
bad.
And by the way,
does it
just
give you an error message before it
Nope,
overheats, or does it?
nope. It just
Okay,
shuts off.
by the
maybe your
way, by the
PS4
way,
is
by
worse
the
than
way,
mine.
by the way, she's a
Yeah.
mechanic too, so she knows how it works. But honestly, like I have the Uncharted 4 PS4, and it doesn't like do that for me. But it is what it is. I guess
My
just
my
Mine, I
PS4,
chalk it up to a manufacturer, straight from manufacturer error.
my PS4 at least tells me when it's going to overheat before it shuts down. So at least my PS4 gives me the courtesy of knowing. Which I'll
Yeah,
be honest, that
so
hasn't happened here in a while. It was happening all the time during the summer. I guess the hotter weather where I live was causing it, but yeah.
The only credit I'll give the PS4 because I fixed them is like that the fans are easy to get to.
Yeah,
At least.
I know they're easy to fix. I'm
But
just
then you don't
scared
want to.
if I take it apart it'll break. I just been holding out until
I know.
PS5. That's pretty much what it is. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
I did take it to a PC guy once, and he just uploaded a video on YouTube and said, "Oh yeah, do this if you want to fix it." I'm like, "Do you not want my money?
no, Mighty left.
I'm giving you an easy, however much money you want to clean my PS4, you don't want it, so screw you." But
That's
yeah,
because he doesn't want to give you the warranty after, because he's probably thinking, if this fucks up, I'm fucked.
maybe, but yeah, I'm just holding out until PS5.
Karaba.
Yeah, it'll be worth it too.
No, hold on, before we get. Oh, okay. If you need to leave, okay, let's talk about it.
No.
I wanted to bring up something about the Xbox over
Go
Series
ahead.
X
Go ahead. Go
overheating.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. People are damage controlling and saying, "Oh, the error message is from an Xbox One X." Did you guys forget the Series X and One X have the same UI? So wouldn't they have the same error message? That's
Yeah,
all I wanted to say.
I would.
It does. It doesn't prove or disprove that they're overheating. That there are actually people out there getting overheating messages. But people saying it's debunked 100%. It's wrong.
And you know
So
what? That's the thing that I'm concerned about, to be honest with you, because obviously, like when it comes to PC, when things are overheating and stuff like that, it obviously diminishes the performance when it comes to the game that you're playing,
yeah.
and that's what I don't know. I'm just concerned about it because like when they opened up the Xbox and they showed all the components how they were so stuck in, that heat going through. Jesus Christ, man! I don't even know what the fuck Microsoft was thinking when they ended up fucking putting that thing together. It just almost seemed like, basically, put it this way, it almost seemed like they just grabbed the box and just fucking threw parts in there, and that's in there. Like, all right, what's gonna make it work?
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I strongly believe they went with the box first and then make the console after, when it should be they design the console first. I mean, they decide what they want to do with the console first, then they design the box.
You know one way you can tell is when
Yeah.
you remember Xbox UK, they messed up. They showed the Xbox Series X on the side. It looked like someone actually knocked it over. And then you see that ring. It looks like it's out of cheap, like Chinese plastic. That circular base. And when you just look at it, you can tell that's the epitome of like not designing it well. They didn't even design it to look normal on sideways. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
it's oh, we can hear you now, Ben. I assume you've been having internet problem. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Oh,
You're
hold
good
on.
now.
By the way,
We were wondering why you weren't
Hold on,
talking.
one sec.
As we were talking about
One
PS4.
sec. Hey, one sec. Babe, did you have to add something to that?
No,
Are you gonna add something to it? Because I heard you talking.
no.
Okay, alright, go
At
ahead.
the moment, I'm actually just talking about Jack and Cage about the PS5 too.
Gotcha. Alright, go ahead, guys.
There's one thing also that I'm worried about too. The heat coming out of the exhaust of the Xbox Series X, I'm worried about, like, if people have that, say, sideways or standing up, but they have it in, like, an entertainment unit, I'm just thinking about all the heat coming out of the Xbox and going onto furniture or stuff. It could be a fire hazard. That's one thing I'm worried about too.
Hold on, you know what? I was thinking about that for some time, but do you seriously think that's a concern?
Yeah, it could be because in some climates, you never know.
First, I don't think. I think saying fire hazard is a little bit too far. Like, I'm pretty sure my PS4 right now runs harder than the Xbox Series X will, because it's clogged up with hair and dust, and there's probably no airflow going through my PS4. And
I guess
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about fire. But
the way the promoters describe it's funny. They're promoters for Xbox, and they were saying it's overheating.
Oh damn!
The funny thing is, like, they were saying this thing is really hot, like really, really hot. I'm thinking, imagine if you left it, like, played it for 6-7 hours, and, like, you have a wooden.
I want to know what will happen to Xbox once we play a game that's really pushing the hardware, like, to its limit. If it's doing this with backwards games, like, what's a game pushing the limits of the hardware gonna do? That's my
why
concern.
I'm worried about the fire hazard, because I
Oh,
was thinking, yeah, that's why I was thinking this is backwards compatibility. This isn't even taking any advantage of much of the power at all. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, what happens when you play a next gen game? That's why I was thinking of the fire.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that because I've been thinking about that myself, actually. I mean, when the PlayStation 4 gets hot, it's because you're playing the first-party exclusives, right? But when it comes to other games, it doesn't do that. But what would happen if you, let's just per se, say that it was an Xbox exclusive game that actually uses the performance? But the problem is that we don't have games like that for, like, on the Xbox. I mean, they're not demanding. Yeah, we got Red Dead Redemption. Well, I think the reason for that is because, like, it's, well, obviously, fucking Rockstar isn't the first developer team, but, I think the reason why it gets so hot is because, obviously, first-party devs are literally pushing the hardware to the limit.
well, we haven't had any first-party devs pushing the hardware to the limit yet. I'm worried about when that does happen. Like, what the hell's going to happen to the Series X?
That's
getting hot now.
Yeah, exactly. Facts right there, facts. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. And then I guess we're not gonna need fucking what's it called? We're not gonna need a heater or anything like that because we have an Xbox Series X and shit. It's keeping us warm and stuff.
I'm not getting an Xbox. I'd rather buy a PC before an Xbox.
I'm just joking around.
Because what you can do, you can get an Xbox, if you want an Xbox experience, just get an Xbox controller with a high-end PC, and it's already better than the Series X.
Yeah, see, like, he knows. Like,
And you know what? That's the thing too, Michael. I wanted to ask you about because I know we talked about this before. When I look at the Xbox Series X, it just reminds me of just a PC. That's it. Like, there's nothing innovative about it. There's no revolutionary things about it. Like, I don't get it. Like, what do you think about that? Because I think when I look at PlayStation 5, it just looks revolutionary for me.
There's a few things I want to go through in regards to this. Xbox Series X doesn't have Wi-Fi 6, and it's supposed to be a console to bolster,
Cloud gaming.
online cloud gaming and Game Pass where you
Yeah.
download games. It doesn't have Wi-Fi 6. It doesn't have Bluetooth 5.1. Doesn't have USB-C. The controllers are still using AA batteries, which is like it is what it is. But another thing too is the fact that they have no real first party games at launch, and they're trying to bolster an online service. Usually, one would try to show how good the ecosystem is before really promoting an online service. But Microsoft is doing the exact opposite, and people are hating it even more. That's one thing. Those are two things with the Xbox Series X. I'm just thinking like it's not really that next gen because it is showing off backwards compatibility, which contradicts the entire movement of going to xCloud. It's like it gives you less of the reason to go to xCloud because you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to play. I'm not going to have any reason to actually play these games.
I agree. That's what I was thinking when I heard it was Wi-Fi 5 and not Wi-Fi 6. Like, they're pushing cloud gaming and they're not even going to put the necessary tech in the Xbox to do it. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And you know what? That's the thing too, because like when you really think about it, are we buying new consoles just to play old games?
No.
I'll be honest. I'm probably gonna go back to my library and play some games that are 60 frames that I didn't get to experience on.
No, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like, do we buy new consoles to buy new games? I mean, to play old
I'm
games.
I'm getting my PS5 mainly for Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank, the whole works. But I will go back and play some games. Like, absolutely.
No, yeah, definitely. I do the same thing too. I fire up my PS3 sometimes, you know what I mean? I already have it. I'm not going to sell my PS4, so, I get what you're coming from. Like, we have a big backlog, of games and stuff like that. So I get what you're saying, but we don't buy next generation consoles, obviously, for, old games. For
strictly backwards compatibility games? No,
exactly.
Absolutely not. No. If the PS5 had nothing for it, I wouldn't even consider getting it.
I mean, what are we getting anyways? Ratchet and Clank, we're getting Spider-Man, what else are we getting? Demon Souls. Quantum, what is it? Quantum Error?
Quantum Error.
Yeah, that one. Sackboy, yeah, that's right. I'm actually excited for Sackboy, to be honest with you. I love Little Big Planet.
God of War's coming 2021.
Horizon Forbidden.
Anything else you want to add, Omar?
Yeah, because you were gone most of the time. No, I thought you said All Might.
No, I said Omar.
Oh, sorry.
Awesome, it's good talking to you, bro.
Alright. It's all good. I guess I'll just end it then.
Well,
you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk about backwards compatibility real fast because he wanted to talk about that before he left.
Oh yeah, go ahead. We can talk about it. Yeah. Issues? What?
Yeah.
But you know what? Oh,
That
you know
yeah,
what?
that
Hold
sounds like
on. Hold on.
that sounds like an NDA that we can't talk
You
about
know
this
what?
right
To be
now.
hold on. He said an NDA. No, you know what? To be honest with you, it doesn't really bother me at all. As long as you give me a new trophy list, and fuck, I'm gonna go hit the platinum. I don't give a shit. But that's pretty much about it. I don't give a shit about all that other stuff. Cross saves. I don't care about that. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that.
There's one other thing I'm a little concerned about too. They said that you can copy all your PS4 saves to your PS5 for your PS4 games.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can download your PS4 saves that will sync with the PS5 with your PS4 saves.
No,
Yeah.
no. You'll be able to do it on Yakuza because I think the way that they're doing it is you upload your save data to the cloud. You just download it to the PS5. I think that's how they're doing it. So technically you can, but the only problem is once they do an upgrade for Yakuza Like a Dragon, that might cause issues.
Now,
Like you might not get a cross save supported by the developer.
Oh,
Is
hold
what I'm
on.
trying to say.
You know what?
yeah,
That
that's the
brings up
thing I
a
was wondering. Like,
that brings up a good question, honestly. Because, hey, Michael, what do you think about that? Because of the whole different architecture, is it possible to just, send a save to a different architecture system, or how does it work exactly?
I think yeah, it is definitely possible because the because the PS5 is designed with with the legacy mode built in, it will work with the saves, everything, or it should, because it's been hardware designed to work specifically like a PS4. But here's what my concern is: will the PS5 upgraded games that you recently owned on PS4, will the PS5 upgraded ones work with the PS4 save? Because they say that cross-play simultaneous releases, their games, most of them, they'll have to work unless like by the developer specifying, and that's my problem. I'm thinking, what if I have a PS4 game and they decide to upgrade it to the PS5 version? Will I still have my save able to work? That's the thing I'm kind of concerned about. I think it might actually, if they're upgrading it to the PS5 version, naturally they might include it. Let's hope it's just those 4 games then, hey.
Yeah, definitely. That's something too I've been worried about too, because I ended up asking you pretty much, how it works when it comes to transferring stuff, like especially all that data into a different, architecture and stuff like that. But I think we're gonna wrap it up. All right, let's wrap it up. All right,
Catch you later, man.
All right, Omar.
Okay.
All right, Omar. Where
See
can
you,
we
man.
follow you?
I like how during this whole thing I'm listening while playing a really intense match of cheaters.
Hold on. Omar, where can we follow you?
He left.
On Twitter. Gotcha. Micah, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter as Michael38794889. I don't even know why it's like that. I think I should probably change it somewhat. But
Hey, all right, Mo. Hey, where can we find you? Mighty Mo Twitter. All right. What's someone saying? Oh, babe, where can we follow you?
She's in game chat. Oh,
Sorry,
she
I'm
came back.
back.
Where can we follow you?
Ah, Twitch TV!
almighty more.
@low_beast TJ.
Jesus Christ. All right. Who's the last person?
Everything else.
What's your? Okay. All right,
You
babe.
keep
What's your?
forgetting me. Why do you?
Hey, hold on, babe. Okay, what's your snap? Hold on. No. Babe, what's your Snapchat? Just give it out.
All of that is on my Twitch.
All right.
August.
Okay then. All right, man. I know I keep forgetting about you. All right, tell us where we can follow you, my man.
You can check out my one YouTube video. It's Devil Shooter 125.
Devil Shooter.
Yeah, it's a Last of Us montage. It's the only YouTube video I ever made, and you can follow me on Twitter at Devil Shooter 125 at Devil Shooter 123. But I'm very inactive on Twitter. You'll probably never see me tweet anything, and I doubt anybody will. But if you want to, there you go.
All right, it's all good, man.
Awesome.
All right, nice. All right, guys, man. Had fun. All right, Michael. Everybody else, man. Take care, man. Thank you for coming on.